This excerpt covers the topic of job safety planning from the NFPA 70E electrical safety training class presented by Howard Herndon. Howard has over 40 years of experience in the electrical field, covering field experience, equipment services, power studies, and engineering. Howard's class lays out the safety requirements for electrical workers in a practical manner that is applicable to the veteran electrical worker as well as the new electrical trainee. The training class can also be adapted to fit your facility or team needs. If you would like more information or would like to schedule electrical safety training for your team or facility, please contact us at 725-214-6004.
What I want to talk about job safety planning. We're going to be doing risk assessments here in just a minute, but job safety planning, one of the most effective ways I've seen and done on job safety planning is to develop, when I get ready to do a task, is develop a method of procedure. This does not necessarily, I'm going to go fix a receptacle, I have to have a method of procedure. Let's say I'm going to draw a breaker out and I'm going to inspect it, or I'm going to try to do some work with a panel. I want to have a method of procedure. Why is a method of procedure important?
Save time.
Save time, that's a factor. Eliminate errors. Eliminate errors. For example, if I'm working in a hospital and I change a breaker out and I put my breaker fingers in there, or straps as some of the manufacturers call them, I put those in there and I forget to torque one side of them, what may be the potential problem? Arcing. Could have some arcing going on. I may not see that for 6 months, may I? I may see it right away, I may not. But when arcing goes on, then what happens next? Yeah, heat. You start destroying equipment, you start getting the copper bus or aluminum bus too hot, bolts start breaking down, I start a whole cycle of problems. So by having an MOP, I can now check that off. Okay, torqued them. Yep, torqued, marked, got that box checked off. Did I get all the wires tucked in? Did I get the control wires put back in the right places? Tyler, how often have we taken something apart, thought we were just about done, and we forgot to put a control wire back on? A lot of times, huh?
He stopped counting.
And then what do you got to do? Why doesn't this little monitor panel work? Oh. Okay, shut everything back off, pull that cover back open, let's put this back in there, or forget to put a fuse back in a control power transformer. This is what an MOP will help us resolve. Does it need to be done on every job? No, I would say the critical jobs, yes. But it also lets you go through each step and make sure that you've done it. There's nothing worse than to get a hospital back online and realize that you forgot something and have to take them back down. And the hospital's not very forgiving. Because even though you may be way below the time you told them you'd be back on by, it's the fact that the electricity's back on, now I can go back to normal operation. And, oh, well, I'm sorry, I gotta shut you back down. Does not go over well. So the same thing may apply in your situations. Special precautions, making sure you're locked out, tagged out. By coming up with an MOP, I've gone through the single line diagram, I've made sure I've cut off all my potential sources. It's like, how am I going to lock out the generator? How do you normally lock out a generator? Okay. Okay, now we've talked about two different ways. I know another way too. Okay, shut the breaker off. Pull the emergency stop switch. What might be another way? The fuel kill switch on the fuel, is that what you said? Okay. Some of them have a key. What about a battery? If I disconnect the battery, is that going to allow the generator to start? No. We've identified about 5 different ways to lock out a generator. Okay? But which one are you going to use? An MOP is going to give us, hey, this is the way we're going to use. Because let's say you shut it down and you got to turn it back on. Well, I popped the emergency switch back in.